Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading Satellite Office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Wednesday, January the 16th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. Want to first start by taking a look to see how the indices closed the session out here today. The Dow Jones was down 23.66. The Nasdaq was up a little over 6.5 points, closing up the session at 6.76 points. The S&P 500 was pretty much flat for the day here, as we were only up 0.29 points in the S&P. Strongest index on the board was the Nasdaq, up 0.22%. I didn't get a chance to take a look at the Russell 2000 yet, which that was probably up higher a bit. Actually, not even. The Russell traded sideways today. Anyway, so let's take a look at the SPY here. Starting off with the daily chart of the SPY. You can see we continue to consolidate in this nice little range here. I mean, just based on the closing prices, you can see we're trading sideways right now. That's why we're getting this little grind action. I mean, we're trading sideways, consolidating right below 147. And even before that, we were still trading sideways right underneath it. So notice how now we're kind of basing on top of this prior resistance, now acting as support right here. But in general, nothing's going on. Trading sideways. That's why the market's just buying the dip and selling the rip, and stocks are kind of just grinding higher. You're having your momentum trades here and there, like we caught today in SHLD. We caught Sears out. We called Sears out in our chat room, mywallstreettv.com. The password to log in is smart. Come and check us out. Got a lot of good calls and stuff going on in there. And that was a momentum trade today on a day where the market's pretty much, drifted higher today. Same like yesterday. The market was kind of just drifting around, really not seeing that nice momentum move. And it's really a stock picker's market. You got to be in the right stocks. But the buy the dip, which we have been saying, continues to work. And the key levels that we've been giving you guys in our videos continues to work. All right. In any case, enough of that. SPY breaking over 147.20. Look for this thing to go up towards 148. SPY selling off to the downside. Look for it to maybe catch some support down here against 146.21. Again, just trading sideways, as you guys can see from the chart. Let's take a look at the IWM, one of the stronger indexes out there. IWM was down today, 26 cents, down 0.30%. So the strongest index today was the Nasdaq. All right. IWM, you can see here, inside day, still holding in the upper 1/3 range of yesterday's candles. You want to use yesterday's candle as a reference point going forward until we break and hold above it, until we break and hold below it. That low is going to be 86.77. The high of that is going to be 87.89. Call it 88 for breakout. IWM looks pretty interesting. Let's take a look at the Qs. Triple Qs today, they were up 27 cents, up 0.41%. You could thank Apple for that. You could thank HPQ for that. You can also thank, what stock is this right here? Excuse me, let me check 1 second here. You can also thank Yahoo. It was up today. NTAP, BRCM, Broadcom. A couple of names out there. So in any case, triple Qs. Remember, we're watching this thing consolidate right now. You can see based on our closing prices here. All right, it's pretty much just trading in a range. And we're going to be looking for this thing to break over 67.38 and hold for a nice breakout. Okay, guys? That's what we're looking for. Now, if that doesn't happen, we go back below 66.22, well, then we're going to be looking for this area to fill some of this gap up right here that takes it all the way down to 66.15. But at the moment, we're just trading sideways, trying to find little areas of sectors, pockets of strength, different stocks and different sectors that are showing some nice relative strength to the market that are going up while the market's trading sideways like this. Because then, when the market really does blast off, if it does, all right, then we'll be looking for those stocks to move higher. The market fails. Well, then the stocks that were selling off when the market was trading sideways, those are going to be the stocks that are showing a kind of relative weakness that are going to most likely sell off if the Qs were to come down and fill the gaps. Keep that in mind and maybe do some scans for that scenario that I told you on your for your stocks that you watch. So now let's take a look at the first I want to start by taking a look at the dollar to see what the dollar did today. All right, the dollar was let's see here. Let the chart load. The dollar's up a little bit today here. You can see we're getting a nice little bounce off the 79.40 area. You can still see that we remain in this nice little range that we've been tracking for the past couple months here, which comes from all this little consolidation, all this congestion, basically showing that there's been a lot of price action on the dollar inside this little area. So we're using this area as a key level above and below method. Above this area we're looking to get long. Below it, we're looking to get short. Above it, looking to get long. Oh, there goes a bull trap. Let's see if we can hold below 80.25. We'll be looking for the dollar to possibly rally back up and then move right back down. So we'll see. We need more time on that right there. Let's take a look at the euro to see how the euro's looking. If you guys recall from the euro, we called that one little breakout. Euro's fading down a little bit right now. Let me put my channels back on here for you guys. All right. 1 second. And for our euro channels, you can see here that we broke out this nice little range consolidation, which we highlighted in our weekend review video. Okay. And now, so far off the highs, we've been fading back down. Maybe look for the euro to fade back down towards this level right here to kind of recheck a little prior consolidation from the channel, and then we'll see if that happens to move up. So what I'm possibly looking for scenario is the euro sells off a bit, the dollar gets a little bit stronger, some of these commodity stocks pull in, and then we look for maybe bounce from some of these commodity stocks or gold. And if some of these commodity stocks are going up, well, the dollar's going up and the euro's pulling back in, well, then when that trade happens with the euro, with the dollar moving back down, the euro possibly moving back up off of this pattern, then we'll be looking to buy those stocks. All right. All right, so let's take a look at the gold chart, GLD. All right, we'll take a look at the gold futures chart as well. GLD was up 9 cents today, but it recovered pretty well from the little gap down it had. I like to look at the gold futures to get a better read for gold, obviously. But if the GLD could hold above 163, better yet, around this area right here, these 164.15s, we could get some nice traction here. Let's take a look at the gold futures to see what the gold futures are looking like. Well, I should have got something to drink before I did this video here. But anyways, GLD, gold futures, like I've been discussing here, as long as we can continue to hold above this key trend line right here, we're going to be looking for this thing to get a nice pop back up, maybe possibly up towards those 1700s. All right, which should act as resistance for the short term. Why? One, because it's a key level. Two, because you can see here that level was a key level that we were watching back here when we were consolidating. We broke down, we got back above it, they held it. So this is a key area, obviously. I mean, and it matches up with the 1700 level. So if we can take out this high right here on the gold futures of 1695, we can most likely get a blast through 1701 and trade up towards these 1720s. At the same time, as long as we can continue to consolidate and hold this little bid down here around the 1650 level, all right, we're going to be looking to see how these gold stocks start to shape up to possibly ride them back to the top side. Let's take a look at the GDX. Gold miners. All right, gold miners are trying to break back inside that channel here. All right, and you guys could check out the weekend review video so you can see how we discuss this. But GDX trying to break back inside the little channel was trading in up here. All right, and as long as we continue to hold below this blue trend line, we're going to be looking for this GDX to probably fade. At the same time, we have a little slight compression pattern here. All right, bear with me. I got to fix this chart up a little bit. Some of the lines looks like they got out of whack there. But at the same time, we got this little compression pattern coming from this little support at 44 and coming from that key trend line that every time we try to break back above it, we fell. We fell. But as you can see here, something's going to happen here. It's a little compression pattern. And we'll be on top of that. And if you guys are wondering, sorry about that. If you guys are wondering where that key channel comes from, it comes from this action right here. This little consolidation that we called. We called it for a breakdown and yada, yada. I went through that a whole bunch of times. I don't like to repeat it. I like to show you guys the new stuff. So let's take a look at the SLV. SLV holding that key 29 level. SLV is actually trading stronger than gold if you ask me. All right, so we're going to be looking at a couple of silver stocks. One that I will show you guys right now since we're talking about it is SLW. SLW is right against this key trend line. If silver was to have a good day, some good trading action overnight, all right, and hold its gains and trade higher into the opening session of the market, we could look for this SLV to break above this key trend line that we're watching. Excuse me if I'm talking too fast today because I'm kind of in a rush. I'm trying to rush this video. But in any case here, you got the base down here at 34.50 at this key trend line. This is forming some type of compression pattern, whether we break out right here, whether we pull back in, make a higher low, then people get involved. Just keep an eye on this SLW. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of other silver names as well. EEXK, nothing there. PAAS, Pan Silver, Nothing really there. Maybe if it gets above 19 it holds, and then CDE, and don't really see much there. So they're not the silver miners are not ready to go yet. They're not warming up quite yet as far as what I see. If anything, I'll take SLW over any of these other stocks that I just went over. All right, what else are we taking a look at here? Crude oil. We're going to take a look at the crude oil futures first. All right, crude oil futures. They're trying to chomp through that resistance that we've been watching here. If the crude oil can hold above 94, we're going to start chomping through this resistance, and we should get a nice little pop in crude. So keep these energy stocks on watch. A lot of the energy stocks are popping up now, NBL, COP, CVX, and we've been discussing this before. Now it's time to start focusing on them a little bit more to see if we can catch some cash flow trades in that sector, and we'll take a look at a couple of those here shortly when I go over the stocks. Taking a look at the USO. USO was up 29 cents today. Same thing for the USO. The level that we're going to be watching for the USO is going to be right here at 35. Notice how the USO is not at the area of supply like the crude oil futures are. So this is kind of lagging behind right now on the USO. Same thing with the little consolidation. Same thing with the nice little bull trap up here, which we call, if you go back to our videos back here in September. And now, if crude oil could continue to hold above 94, this probably should catch up to that 35 area right there. Keep that on watch. All right, anything else I want to go over? Let's take a look at the volatility index. The VIX down 13 cents a day. No fear in the market. Stocks continue to push high. The banks are looking well. And then take a look at the ES here. All right, the ES. Look how the ES is pretty much just flagging inside my little channel right here. So I'm watching this to see if this is going to actually hold up. They've been doing a lot of little shakeouts below this key trend line, little shakeout, bought the dip, shakeout, bought the dip, shakeout, bigger shakeout, bought the dip, shakeout again, bought the dip today again. So I'm looking for this to possibly be a little bull flag setting up here. And again, we'll definitely keep you guys posted if that shapes up right there. What's next? Let's take a look at the banks. The BKX, the banking index, KBW banking index has been performing pretty well. And right now it's really flagging inside this little channel right here. A nice little range. Same thing it did right here. All right, same way that we call this was a shakeout. Nice little range right here. Same way we call this little range right here for a breakout. Go back to those videos. You guys will see it. We called it. But now we're looking for the BKX to push higher. All right, some of you guys out there watch the XLF. Let's take a look at the XLF real quick. All right. The XLF continues to chug higher. If I take a look at my monthly and weekly chart, which is on my right screen, which you guys can't see, XLF holding above the 17 level could actually start to do some work for you guys that are playing these financials or kind of along this financial in your portfolios or whatever the case may be. It's in a little upward channel. Let me bring this over here real quick for you guys. And that upward channel, after breaking out over the 1650 area, could take it all the way up towards 19. And who knows, maybe the banks are going to lead us out this little rut that we're in or continue to keep this momentum market higher like they've been doing. Maybe the banks are going to, maybe the banks are going to push the market up higher and, continue to be the leading sector right now because they have been leading. And hopefully the energy stocks will start catching up. We'll have some cash flow trades there. So let's take a look at some stocks. We caught SHLD today in the intraday chat room, mywallstreettv.com. And now it looks like it's maybe going to get back over 47 here. And you guys know what happens to a stock that breaks down out of a range. All right, then this comes overhead supply, and then we break back above it. Usually get a nice little short rally because most people that are short this stock are short with a stop above 47. So keep that on mind in Sears, and we use that to trade today. For example, look at BIDU. BIDU did the same thing. And I believe I talked about this in the weekend review video. BIDU, range breakdown. All right, people made money. But now, guess what? Most people that are short the stock usually have a break-even stop right here. Most people that didn't cover any of this stuff right here that were getting greedy, now they're like, screw it, I got to get out for a flat or for a small loss, and now they're covering. So that's what you get. You usually get that little short squeeze when you come back into a supply area. All right, so let's take a look at some stocks here. ConocoPhillips, COP energy stock. Looks a little bit interesting. Looks like it may go back up to 60. Not the strongest one out there, but it's something that I wanted to look at. NBL is the strongest energy stock out there. Take a look at the weekly, monthly chart. You'll see why I say that. 1 hourly chart, still in a nice little uptrend right here. But trying to see if I can find you guys a nice little momentum energy stock, which I just did the video. I haven't really had a chance to go through and look, but you can take a look at MRO. MRO looks pretty good. Let me bring up Hess, see what Hess is looking like. Hess looks pretty interesting. Take a look at CVX. CVX actually performed well yesterday, performed well today as well. And if CVX is going up, you got to expect ExxonMobil to try to catch up. ExxonMobil was down 0.07% today, so pretty much flat. But as long as ExxonMobil can continue to hold above 88, look for this thing to trade higher. And VLO has been a nice performing energy stock here. VLO was up 99 cents today, and they have earnings coming out on the 29th. Keep VLO on your radar. Let's take a look at the 60-minute chart here. 60-minute chart, nice power move there. Maybe look for a pullback tomorrow around towards the 36.40 level and look to buy that stock. We'll have some levels on that in our chat room in the morning if this makes it to the A list of stocks to trade tomorrow. Don't want to make the video too long, guys. You have to be in the chat room to witness everything, see what we got going on here. And have a great night. I'll catch you guys bright and early in the morning. 8:20 a.m. is when the room opens. Have a good night, guys. Cheers.